Friends, the situation with the drones over New Jersey and other states nearby have gotten a lot more serious. We now have Congressman Jeff Van Drew out there claiming that these are Iranian-linked drones. House committee and hearings on Capitol Hill having dragged the FBI as well as the Coast Guard and other agencies, and nobody knows what these drones are or where they're from, or at least not willing to admit so under oath. We have a lot to talk about, friends. This has gotten a lot more serious. We do need to speculate a little bit about what the capabilities here are and what the objectives of these drones are. We're going to give some cautions along the way of what this might be. This might be amateurs. Some of these may be amateurs flying their drones. That is legal in the United States. But a lot of these car-sized drones, that's not legal. That's not legal in the U.S. So let's jump into it. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade. And we're covering the things that the mainstream media is just not covering. And while they're covering little bits and pieces of this, nobody's connecting the dots. Nobody is doing a deep dive into this. They're just kind of making people go away kind of thing. This is very, very serious, and this is a threat to the United States military and a military threat to the United States. We're protecting every other nation in the world, but now that we have trouble in our own backyard, our military seems to be incapable of doing anything. Let's talk about it. All right, so Congressman Jeff Van Drew is out there claiming that he believes that there is a Iranian mothership off the east coast of the United States, and is launching these drones over New Jersey. He says, now he is on the Transportation Committee in the House, so he should be theoretically in the know on what's happening in airways. So like the FAA falls under the Transportation Committee. So what's happening in U.S. airspace is under this guy's purview. He's saying that high-ranking people have told him in confidence things that he cannot share publicly. One, that's outrageous. The fact that the American people, don't have the right to know what's happening and what threats we're facing. Now, if you want to go build a stealth Uber bomber, and you say, well, we can't tell the American people because we want it to be a surprise to our enemies. You know, I kind of get that. But when it's threats to the American people, suddenly your top secret, junk with that. If we're under threat, you have no right, no government employee has the right to classify or top secret or anything like that. We have a right to know the threats that we're facing. All right, so he said that. He said basically that let's just say I'm taking everything he's saying with a big, healthy spoonful of salt, like a small teacup full of salt. He does not seem to know what he's talking about. Now, he actually has access to sources, so maybe he does. So that's why I'm giving it to you. I'm a little skeptical. One, because if there was a Iranian mothership off the coast of New Jersey, one, there would be a whole bunch of Twitter accounts that have actually pinpointed this ship because, ships have transponders and if they're traveling around, we should be able to identify them. If they're traveling without a transponder anywhere near the United States, that's a really big problem that really should have been addressed a while ago. So we have levels of buffers around the United States. Okay, we have our territorial waters. We have our exclusive economic zone. We have our air identification zone. And so if these things are showing up in our air identification zone and then flying into New Jersey, we should at least know where they're coming from and that they are coming in. So it seems a little implausible that they are flying through our air identification zone into our territorial waters and then over U.S. land, coming in that way without actually being picked up on radar, military radar that exists for that very purpose. So that doesn't seem probable. Not saying it's not possible. Right now, we have Congress brought the representatives from the FBI to answer for this, and they literally threw up their hands and said, we don't know what they are. We don't know where they are. They were asked to confirm that they were not United States military. They were not United States government drones, and they confirmed they're not United States government drones. And then they asked, well, what are they? Where are they? Where are they coming from? They don't know. They don't know. They don't know. The FBI, of course, knows everything about what homeschoolers and people protesting at school board meetings, knew everything about them and all their detailed banking information and all their ins and outs of their lives, but they can't seem to figure out a month on of where these drones are coming from. That's problematic. Are these being flown by people that have come into the United States with the express purpose of carrying out attacks on the United States? We have a whole lot of people coming across the border from Iran, even Korea. We have people, a whole bunch coming from China, many of them military-aged males, many of them having actually served in the People's Republic of China's military. And they're here. And they can readily purchase drones. Ironically, they can readily purchase drones that were made in China. Maybe even with special capabilities that we don't know about. So we have all that happening, and but our FBI seems a very low priority defending the American people. And let's start talking about some of the crazy incidents we've had here. So the FBI has asked people to report drone sightings. They've received over 3,000 independent drone sighting reports. We have one instance where a Coast Guard ship was trailed by 20-some drones. The drones were following a Coast Guard ship around. Now, if you want to keep an eye on a Coast Guard ship, one drone. Maybe you have a backup drone there too. But when you have 20 drones, it sure seems like you're preparing to do a drone attack on that ship. And are you practicing on that Coast Guard ship so that you can do that on U.S. Navy ships? What's going on with this? What is happening? We have Navy ships and Coast Guard ship in this case being followed by drones, threatened by drones, and they have no rules of engagement to take these drones out, even if they're acting threateningly against the Coast Guard ship. On another occasion, they spotted 50 drones coming in from the ocean. Maybe they were coming from a mothership. Now, when we start talking about mothership, remember, drones are relatively small. So you could have a very relatively small ship that actually is launching many drones. You can basically use platforms and have people basically putting drones on the platforms. They take off, putting another drone right on that same platform. It takes off. Another drone on that platform. It takes off. If they're relatively small, if they're bigger, you can still use the same launching surface areas for multiple drones. You could use a cargo ship. You could use a fishing ship. You could use many different types of ship. All you need is some flat space on top of the ship that you can launch the drones off of. So we have this, and one of the things that we're noticing is that most of these drone sightings seem to be happening at night. Now, you're not supposed to be flying drones at night. That's one of the things. You're not supposed to be doing that. You have to have special certifications for that and under certain circumstances to do that. Most of these instances do not seem to be following it. So these are highly suspicious. Now, daylight drones could be civilian drones to hobbyists and such. Some of those sightings could be that, but we have many evening drones in the dark, and a lot of these drones do have lights on them. So they're complying with aviation rules in some ways, but they're not supposed to be doing that if they're drones. Now, if somebody's testing something like flying cars or something like that, the transportation department would know about that. The state would know about that. We now have 21 mayors across New Jersey calling on the governor of New Jersey to enact some sort of statewide action. So let's talk about what this could be. Let's talk worst case scenarios. What could these be? I already kind of threw one out there, which is we have all these foreign citizens who are citizens and loyal to other countries who have come to our country. Now, you can bring in 1 million of these people and only 100 of them are nefarious and mean us harm. And you still have 100 people, and with the 50 plus million of the people have come in, 100 out of 1 million starts adding up pretty fast. And the damage that just a few people could do to the United States if they have competencies, if they have state backing, if they have a nation like China or Russia or Iran behind them, they can do a whole lot more damage than just random people who are just looking up stuff on the internet. One, because the people looking up the stuff on the internet are easy to catch. Google can pick them up. But the problem is that when you have people who have come, who have already been trained in how to do things, they don't need to use Google searches and they know not to. These are the truly dangerous people. They could be practicing drones and practicing for basically doing orchestrated practice for drone attacks, large-scale drone attacks. Now, if they just go ahead and attack population centers with drones, that would just tick off the United States. We would get very, very mad at somebody, and we would find somebody to attack. And that probably wouldn't be in their best interest. Now, we've talked about one thing that they very much could be doing, which is preparing to attack our expensive aircraft. We have very, very expensive $100+ million F-35s. We have very expensive fighter jets. We have very expensive bombers. And many of them are along our East Coast. We have bases, naval bases, air bases along our East Coast. Outside Norfolk, they have the training center for carrier landings, right? That's where they practice. All the fighter jets and fighter pilots for the Navy practice landing on carriers there. So we have that location there. We have the Naval Air Base there. We have Wright-Patterson Air Base over in Ohio. We have a lot of air bases up in the New England area too. We have Dover Air Force Base down in Delaware, right? I mean, so there's a lot of targets there, not to mention places like Joint Air Base Andrews, right? We have a lot of targets along the East Coast in these areas or within a day's drive. They could be practicing with the intent to then hop in cars and drive in different directions, and then they then do their thing at their actual target locations. We've seen this with Israel. They've done this a lot because Israel doesn't really have a lot of places to practice. When they're practicing for an airstrike, they have to fly out over the Mediterranean Sea to get the same distance that they'd have to fly if they're flying to go to Iran or something like that. So you can see them doing these bombing runs out over the Mediterranean Sea and then coming back. And so they're going the wrong direction. But for them, it's not so much a direction thing. It's more the distance, practicing the distance, practicing the turns that will be necessary, and to coordinate all the different units and recovery teams and all that kind of stuff that need to happen, the air refueling to make sure everyone's on schedule, and the practicing of that, make sure everything is operating like a well-oiled machine. That could be what we are seeing in New Jersey, is that this team that's going to be attacking multiple targets, many targets across the East Coast, are practicing together, coordinated strikes, and they're doing dry runs on these areas in New Jersey. Because where they're operating in New Jersey isn't raising a ton of red flags, because there isn't much military targets or assets there, but it's a high population density, and it's easy for these drones to come down and be picked up very quickly, and for people to just blend right back into the population. So it's actually a very good location for them to do these flights and to disappear. Apparently it's working, because the FBI, the state police, all these guys can't seem to figure out who or what is happening with this stuff. So, is there a mothership off the coast that's launching these drones? Possibly. It could be a civilian cargo ship that we haven't identified. I find that hard to believe that we haven't identified the ship yet. If that's the case, maybe we've identified it and we just can't legally do anything to it. But that seems like it's not the case either, because if it's launching drones into our airspace, we would be able to hold them accountable for that. Friends, I am very concerned about this, especially the fact that the government is explicitly saying it's not the U.S. government's drones, and they don't know whose these are, or what their intent is, or what the purpose of this is, or where they're even coming from. With that type of... We're supposed to be the greatest nation in the world militarily, and yet we can't even track some drones that are basically flying the same routes for days on end. How can we not locate these things? How can an F-35 flying over New Jersey can't track these things? How come Apache helicopters, with their capabilities of tracking these type of aircraft and drones, how come they're not up there tracking this? How come we don't have an AWACS radar command and control aircraft up over the East Coast tracking these things? We don't have that happening, and it's very concerning that we don't have that happening. Apparently, the resident-in-chief is sleeping and not doing anything about this. All the agencies that supposedly are doing something clearly are not, and they're just kind of hoping that this is no big deal. That's very concerning. All right, friends, let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below, and if you're seeing them, I've gotten a whole bunch of reports from you guys all across Pennsylvania. You're seeing these type of things as well in other states. All right, we'll keep tracking this and get you updates as best we can. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to check out another video from this channel, there's one right up here. I'll see you over there, or I'll see you guys later. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report, out.